Generations, people are going to want to build wooden boats or smaller wooden ships, not because it is so viable as a business, but because there's nothing quite like a wooden boat.
Spalding is absolutely unique. It's a small, full-service boatyard specializing in wood where young people can come learn skills and learn a reverence that is vital to today's culture, something that is very authentic and useful and excellent.
So Spalding Wooden Boat Center is kind of the mecca on the West Coast of wooden boat building. The thing that makes it kind of unique is that, you know, this tradition of historical boat building has persisted for quite some time, and it's still kind of regarded as being, you know, an important thing. Whereas most places in the United States you go to and all the boats are plastic. There's just like they're kind of stamped out of molds and cookie cutters.
With all of the fiberglass and carbon fiber and new composites out there, there's a place for that, but there's also a lot of skills that have gone by the wayside.
Younger generations aren't necessarily as capable with their hands and able to build things. I feel like people are just dependent on, I'll get a plumber, I'll get, you know, whoever to come over and fix this. Or a couple generations before, everybody knew how to do everything. Now no one knows how to do anything.
Future generations are getting more accustomed to just having things quicker and faster on the spot, especially since we literally have all the information that we want on our cell phones at our fingertips.
Working on boats kind of demands this way of thinking and way of working that you don't have in like the tech world.
The manual labor has always been sort of undervalued or underrated, and that's been the case all along. My mother felt, you know, you can't just be a carpenter. I mean, what's the point of that?
Most people aren't interested. They would rather just buy it and know how it was made.
If you get involved with it firsthand, I really do think you really do appreciate the time-consuming work that gets involved with it, because even though it's manual labor that we do here, it's also a passion that you need to have.
If a person has an affinity for the water and they have an interest in building boats like that, I encourage them to continue, because people have been doing this sort of work since before pencils were invented.
You know, does Spalding survive so well? Gosh, I hope so. I don't know that it's a particularly profitable industry. If one is in boats, particularly wood boats, one must love wood and one must love boats. Fortunately, we do have some people who still have wood boats and love them and understand a bit of what it takes to have them. Fortunately, some of them live in Sausalito.
So the community for sailing and boat building in Sausalito, I believe, is unique because of many factors. The primary factor is the geographical location. It's this wonderful little backwater with perfect weather. It seems like it gets warm there before anywhere else on the bay.
Spalding is unique in the Sausalito waterfront community because it really preserves that tradition of wooden boat building and the tradition of working with sustainable materials and with hand tools and with learning these traditional crafts that are slowly disappearing.
On the West Coast particularly, these places are few and far between. I don't know of many. And it has become ever more this very unique industry.
Spalding Center, if you get a chance to walk around and check it out, it's a pretty magical place. I feel like most people, when they enter the building, are kind of just drawn to it. It's kind of the last refuge, definitely in the Bay Area. So it's really rare out here, and it needs to be preserved.